While everyone's eyes are on Bitcoin and Ethereum, there's a compelling argument from one source that XRP is quietly setting the stage for a massive shift. So in this explainer, we're going to break down their thesis for why XRP could be a whole lot more than just another crypto. Let's get into it.
So the source kicks things off with this, huge statement. This isn't just about the price going up. They're framing this as a fundamental architectural change to how global finance even works. It's a really bold claim, right? So let's see how they back it up. All right, so first up, let's get to the core idea here. The argument is that XRP isn't just trying to compete in the crypto market. It's aiming to rewire the actual pipes of how money moves around the planet.
Okay, so if it's going to rewire global finance, what exactly is XRP's job? Well, the source argues we need to stop thinking about Ripple as just another crypto company and start seeing them as something completely different.
And they use this great metaphor, digital plumbing. Think about it, right? You never think about the pipes in your house until they stop working. They're not sexy, they're not flashy, but they are absolutely essential. The point is that XRP is being built not for hype, but as the critical, invisible backbone that makes the whole system run smoothly.
And this slide, wow, it just lays out the difference in strategy perfectly. You see, while so much of crypto has this anti-bank, anti-regulation spirit, the source claims Ripple's playbook is the total opposite. They work with banks. They cooperate with regulators. This isn't about burning down the system, it's about upgrading it from the inside out.
And here's the real key to understanding it. XRP isn't trying to be the new dollar or the new euro. No, it's designed to be a neutral, universal bridge between all of those currencies. It's the thing that lets you send any currency to anyone, anywhere in the world in just a few seconds for next to nothing.
All right, number 3, this kind of infrastructure, well, it's apparently getting some very serious eyeballs on it. The source argues the big money, the institutional players, they might be about to jump in. Just look at this list. We're talking about the heavy hitters of Wall Street. Franklin Templeton, Grayscale, Bitwise. These aren't crypto startups. These are the giants. The source points to more than 9 of these major firms filing for an XRP spot ETF. That's a huge signal that they want to package XRP up for their biggest clients. And to get a sense of what that could mean, the source asks a really simple question. Just think back to what happened not that long ago, when the floodgates finally opened for Bitcoin.
Yeah, it wasn't a trickle, it was a flood. Billions, with a B, poured in like almost overnight. It fundamentally changed the game for Bitcoin as a serious asset. The argument here is simple. Could history be about to repeat itself for XRP? Now, obviously, none of this happens without the regulators on board. And a huge piece of this bull case rests on a major shift that's happened in the regulatory world, particularly in the United States.
The source really zeroes in on the leadership change at the SEC. The thinking is the whole vibe has shifted from let's punish everyone to how can we actually create clear rules for innovation. And for a project like Ripple that's been in the regulatory trenches for years, that's a huge, huge deal.
And while all that drama was unfolding in the US, Ripple was apparently playing the long game. The source points out they've already locked down over 60 licenses and permits all around the world. They weren't waiting for permission, they were building a compliant, global network piece by piece.
Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. The source introduces what it calls Ripple's secret weapon, the hidden engine that could power this whole thing, its own stablecoin, RLUSD. $1 billion. Think about that. Since launching in December 2024, RLUSD has apparently just exploded, hitting $1 billion market cap in less than 1 year. The source says that's lightning fast. It takes most stablecoins years to get there. This isn't just growth, it's a rocket ship.
So why should an XRP holder care about a stablecoin? Well, here's the magic. They are linked together by design. Every single time RLUSD is used for a transaction on the XRP ledger, a tiny bit of XRP is used in the background, and then, poof, it's gone forever. It's burned. So the more the stablecoin gets used, the scarcer XRP becomes. It's a built-in supply shock.
But here's the kicker. This is the part of the argument that really makes you lean in. Right now, almost all of this RLUSD activity, we're talking about 85% of it, isn't even happening on Ripple's own network. It's happening on other blockchains like Ethereum.
So the source asks the million-dollar question, or maybe the billion-dollar question. What happens when all that activity comes home? When that massive 85% moves over to its native XRP ledger because it's way faster and cheaper? The rate at which XRP gets burned would just go through the roof, supercharging its scarcity.
According to this thesis, the market has not woken up to this yet. So you start putting all these pieces together, right? You've got the big institutions looking to get in, you've got the regulators seemingly clearing a path, you've got real-world utility that's exploding, and this scarcity engine just waiting to be fully turned on. The source argues that the whole way we ask questions about XRP needs to change.
It's no longer a matter of just if, it's not a simple gamble, hoping the price goes up because of market hype. The argument is that the structural pieces are now falling into place.
Instead, the source concludes that the only real questions left on the table are about magnitude and timing. It's about how high and when. The whole narrative has shifted from will it happen to what will it look like when it does.
So to just quickly recap the foundation for this whole argument, you've got institutional money ready to flow in through ETFs. You've got the supply getting smaller and smaller through the burn mechanism. You have real people actually using it with the RLUSD stablecoin. And you finally have a clearer path with regulators.
And that leaves us with this one last big question from the source. While the rest of the market is distracted by the next shiny new thing, is it possible that the actual plumbing for the future of finance is being assembled right now, right under our noses? That's the core of this very compelling thesis.